I never thought I'd be the guy sharing one of these stories. I'm usually the one reading them early in the morning between shifts, thinking, some families are wild. Then my family decided to prove they could compete for first place. During a Sunday dinner, store-bought cake on the table, and my brother opening my laptop in front of everyone to announce that I earn $370,000 a year but never helped the family. Everyone stared. My dad said, "You've been holding out on us." I closed the laptop, smiled, and said, "You're right." The next morning, I canceled the auto pay on my mom's car lease, my dad's medical bills, and my sister's mortgage. Let me back up. My name is Paul Bennett. I'm an FBI agent, which mostly means I'm always tired and always on call. I'm the guy who answers unknown numbers, misses birthdays because cases don't care what day it is, and gets called when something breaks, someone panics, or a bill shows up that nobody else wants to deal with. A few quick facts so you get the picture. I drink black coffee like it's a personality trait. I chew nicotine gum like it's my job. And I have this stupid superstition where I tap my badge case 3 times before leaving the house. Not for luck, just because my brain decided the universe will punish me if I don't. My daily routine is boring. Shower, suit, gun belt, keys in the exact same bowl, phone charged, wallet, same playlist on low. I check the front door lock twice, then once more because the first 2 don't feel right. I'm not proud of it. I've been the family's responsible one for so long that I didn't even notice how deep it went, until the night my brother grabbed my laptop in front of everyone. It was a Sunday dinner at my parents' house, the kind where the food is fine, the vibes are not, and someone always says something that ruins the whole night. I showed up straight from the office, not being dramatic, just exhausted. Still had my tie on, holster digging into my side. I brought store-bought cake, because I didn't have time to pretend I'd baked something. Mom saw me first and did that fake bright voice she uses when she's about to ask for a favor. "Paul, finally, you look thin. Are you even eating?" "I'm eating," I said, "mostly gas station stuff." Dad was already at the table, watching the game on mute like it was a religion. He gave me a little nod. That was his version of affection. My sister Amber was there too, scrolling on her phone, half listening. Her husband wasn't, because she didn't have one anymore. That matters later. And then there was my brother, Sammy. Sammy is the kind of guy who thinks being loud counts as being right. He's also the kind of guy who touches your stuff without asking, then acts offended when you don't think it's cute. Dinner started normal enough. Mom complained about her car. Amber complained about her mortgage. Dad complained about his insurance, like it personally hates him. Sammy waited until we were all seated to start the show. "So," he said, leaning back like he was hosting a podcast, "Paul, still too important to answer texts?" I stared at my plate. "I'm working, Sammy." "You're always working," he smirked. "Or you're always saying you're working." Mom jumped in immediately. "Now, Sammy, your brother has a very stressful job. Be nice." Dad didn't look up. "Work is work." Sammy tapped his fork against his glass like he wanted attention. Yeah, FBI hero stuff. Cool. Must pay pretty good." I felt my shoulders tighten. I'd learned the hard way that when Sammy starts talking about money, it's never because he's proud of me. "Sammy," Mom said, "don't start." He grinned at her. "I'm not starting. I'm just curious." I took a slow breath. Can we not do this? That should have been the moment I packed up and left. But I didn't, because I'm trained to stay calm, trained to de-escalate, trained to sit in discomfort and keep my face neutral. And that's exactly what Sammy counted on. Halfway through dinner, my phone buzzed. Work email. Something time-sensitive. I didn't want to deal with it, but I also didn't want to be up all night. So I did what I always do. Opened my laptop at the end of the table, just enough to knock out a quick response. Amber glanced at it. You brought your laptop to dinner? I didn't even look up. It's 5 minutes. Sammy's eyes lit up like a kid spotting a cookie jar. Oh, we got secrets. Sammy, I warned, but Sammy doesn't do warnings. Sammy does whatever he wants and calls it a joke. He stood up, walked behind me, and before I could even process it, he yanked the laptop toward him. Dude, don't. I reached for it. He lifted it higher, laughing. Relax. I'm not hacking the FBI. Sammy, give it back. Mom did that weak little half laugh. Sammy, stop. You're acting like a child. He didn't stop. He clicked around like he owned the thing, and then his face changed. Not confused, not curious, greedy. He turned the screen toward himself and started reading out loud. Holy, he said, then raised his voice. Everyone, look at this. I stood up fast enough my chair scraped the floor. Sammy, stop. But he was already performing. He pointed at the screen like he'd discovered a crime. Paul makes $370,000 a year and never helps the family. The table went dead quiet. My stomach dropped in a slow, ugly way because I knew exactly what he was looking at. Not my FBI salary, not a pay stub, a private spreadsheet I kept for myself, labeled under my middle name because I'm paranoid and don't like my full name on documents if I can help it. Sammy didn't know any of that. He just saw a big number and smelled blood. Amber's head snapped up. What? Mom blinked hard. Sammy, what are you talking about? He jabbed the screen again. It's right here. Total. $370,000. He's been sitting on that while Mom's stressing about her car and Dad's bills and Amber's mortgage. Then Dad finally looked up from the TV. He stared at me like I'd slapped him. You've been holding out on us. Not, is that true? Not, what's going on? Just, I've been holding out. Everyone stared at me like I was the villain in a movie who'd just been unmasked. I looked at Sammy's smug face. Mom's eyes suddenly glassy. Dad's jaw tight. Amber standing there with her mouth open, like she'd been personally betrayed. Something inside me went very still. I stepped forward, gently closed the laptop, and took it from Sammy's hands like I was disarming a weapon. Then I smiled. Not a happy smile, not a friendly one. The kind of smile you give when you finally understand what game you're in. You're right, I said. Sammy's grin widened. I nodded once and added quietly, enough that only they could hear. You're all absolutely right. Here's the part that makes me sound stupid. I wasn't holding out. I was holding everything up. I grew up in a family where love came with invoices. Dad, Frank, is the kind of man who thinks feelings are weakness. He didn't hug. He didn't apologize. He didn't ask how you were doing. He asked if you were handling your responsibilities. Mom, Linda, is softer but sharper. She cries when she loses control. She guilt trips like it's breathing. She never asks for money directly. She just tells a sad story until you offer. Amber is my older sister by 2 years. She's not evil, just used to being rescued. She married a man who made promises, bought a house they couldn't afford, and then left her holding the bag. When she calls me crying, she sounds like a kid again, and I fall for it. Sammy is the youngest. Sammy is chaos. Sammy never learned the word no because Mom always turned his failures into someone else's fault. Sammy crashed his first car. The mechanic scammed him. Sammy lost his job. People were jealous of his potential. Sammy missed rent. Landlords are unforgiving. And me? I learned early that nobody was coming to save me. I put myself through school, worked my way into federal law enforcement, moved out, kept my head down, built a life with structure because I needed structure. Somewhere along the way, without anyone saying it out loud, I became the family's backup plan. It started small. My first year on the job, Mom called crying because her car was making a noise. I didn't have time to drive over, so I said, "Take it to a shop. I'll cover it. $1,430. Then Dad had a health scare, not life-threatening, but expensive enough to scare him. He called late at night, voice lower than usual. I hate asking, he said. That was new. That got me. I paid one bill, then another. Then it became normal. After Amber's divorce, her mortgage started slipping. She didn't call me. She called Mom. Mom called me. Your sister is trying so hard. She's doing everything right, but the mortgage company doesn't care. I stared at my apartment wall, jaw clenched. How much? Mom had the number ready. I covered 1 month, then another. Then it became autopay. And this is the real problem. I never told anyone. Not because I was hiding money, but because once people know you're helping, they stop saying thank you and start saying, you can do more. I didn't tell Sammy anything, because Sammy turns information into leverage. At first, I was careful. One bill here, one repair there, but my job is relentless. I don't have time to spend 3 hours on the phone with billing departments. So I did what I always do. I made it efficient, controlled, quiet. Mom's car lease? Autopay. Dad's medical bills? Autopay. Amber's mortgage? Autopay. Not because I'm rich, because I'm tired. Every time I tried to pull back, the pressure came down like a boot. Mom, I don't know what we're going to do. Dad, family helps family. Amber, I hate asking you, Paul, but I don't have anyone else. Sammy never asked. Sammy mocked. He'd show up to dinner with a new phone on a payment plan and laugh at me for driving an old man car. Once he said, in front of my parents, "Must be nice being FBI. You probably get free stuff." "We don't," I said. He laughed. "Sure." And that's where the laptop matters. The $370,000 wasn't my salary. My actual paycheck is normal government pay plus overtime. Comfortable, not insane. The bigger number came from investments and a few smart, boring moves I made years ago. Nothing illegal, nothing flashy. I didn't buy a fancy house. I didn't buy a sports car. I paid for my family's life, while they acted like I was selfish for being busy. And the whole time, the family narrative was that I didn't help because I didn't announce it, didn't make a show of it, didn't let Mom post about it on Facebook. When Sammy opened my laptop and shouted that number, it wasn't just a gotcha. It was him finally finding a reason to call me the bad guy out loud. And my parents didn't defend me. They didn't ask what I'd already been paying. They didn't wonder why the bills were always handled. They saw a big number and decided I owed them more. Dad's words, "You've been holding out on us," kept echoing long after I left. I drove home in silence. No music, no podcast. Just my hands tight on the wheel, thinking, I've been paying their bills for years. And the moment they think I have more, they call it betrayal. That's when I realized it was never about money. In their eyes, I wasn't a son or a brother. I was a resource. And resources don't get boundaries. I slept terribly that night, not from guilt, but from replaying that dinner scene like body cam footage. Sammy's voice. "Paul makes $370,000. Dad, you've been holding out." Mom's face shifting from polite hostess to victim. Amber staring at me like I'd stolen from her. I stood there, calm, smiling stupidly, and said, "You're right." At 5:12 a.m., I made coffee and opened my laptop. No drama, just my bank app, quiet kitchen, bare feet on cold floor. I looked at my reflection and thought, if I keep paying, this never ends. I did what I'd avoided for years. Mom's lease? Off. Dad's medical payments? Off. Amber's mortgage? Off. Each one asked, "Are you sure?" I hit confirm. By 7:03 a.m., my phone exploded. Mom, Dad, Amber, Sammy. I didn't answer. I didn't feel angry. I felt relieved, but mostly clean. like I'd finally set something heavy down. The family group chat blew up. Accusations, panic, guilt. I typed one sentence, "We'll talk tonight, in person." Amber messaged me privately, begging. I almost caved, then remembered her look at dinner. "I'm not your auto-pay anymore," I replied. "Bring your paperwork. We'll talk like adults." At 6 p.m., I showed up. No suit, no badge, just my laptop. Mom was crying. Dad was angry. Sammy was mocking. Amber looked scared. I opened my laptop and said calmly, "You want to talk about help? Let's talk about help." I showed them the spreadsheet. 3 years of payments, mortgages, medical bills, car leases, receipts, dates, bank confirmations. The room went silent. That's my mortgage," Amber whispered. "Yes," I said, "every month." Sammy tried to laugh it off. Dad stiffened. Mom stopped crying. "I'm done being the family's auto-pay," I said. Amber asked what she was supposed to do. "Pay your own bills." Mom said, "But we're your family," I answered. "Family doesn't accuse you of holding out while you're quietly keeping them afloat." Dad said I was punishing them over one misunderstanding. I shook my head. This wasn't one misunderstanding. This was the truth coming out, and it showed me exactly how you see me. Sammy tried to mock me, but I shut him down. "You grabbed my laptop, exposed my finances like a crime, and wanted a mob. You got one. Now you're mad the mob isn't getting paid." I set the rules clearly. No more auto-pay. No more automatic rescues. Real emergencies only, asked respectfully. When Mom said I was controlling them, I told her I was only controlling myself. Dad tried to tear me down, saying I was nothing without the family. I answered calmly, "I'm not nothing. I'm just not your wallet anymore." The fallout was immediate. Mom cried about her car lease. Dad complained about medical bills. Amber panicked over her mortgage. The truth was, they weren't helpless. They were just used to me catching everything. They spent freely because they assumed I'd cover it. Amber begged. I told her to call the bank, cut expenses, get a roommate like an adult. She accused me of not caring. I said, "Caring doesn't mean funding your life forever." Extended family judged. Sammy played victim online. I ignored it all. Dad eventually called, calmly, and asked what I wanted. I told him, respect, boundaries, no automatic payments, no touching my things, no talking about my money. Help would be case by case, paid directly. Weeks later, Amber finally apologized. She said she'd gotten a roommate. It was the first real apology I'd heard. Sammy never apologized. He just got quieter. And the quieter he got, the more peaceful my life became. The truth is simple. Sammy didn't accidentally expose anything. He invaded my privacy to shame me, while I'd been quietly paying for their lives for years. When they saw the number, they didn't say, "Thank you." They said, I owed them more. I wasn't holding out. I was holding everything up. That's the trap. When you help silently, people think you're not helping. When they find out you could do more, they call your generosity betrayal. At some point, helping family stops being love and starts being enablement. I learned that the hard way, but I learned it. If you made it to the end of this story, we appreciate you. We have more in store for you. But why not subscribe so that you get notified when we drop another story? Give us a like to help push our stories up the chart. Thank you.